Hey guys, we're talking about VA burial benefits. Um, Wanted to take a little bit of time today and just kind of touch on a few things that you may or may not be aware of. Um, a lot of people know that, oh, well, if I've served in the military, then I have some sort of burial benefits. Um, yes and no. um, Everything dealing with the VA depends on how you served and what type of discharge you receive when you served. So again, everything that I talk about today, it does boil down to eligibility, and only the VA can tell you who's eligible and what they're eligible for. But there's just a couple of things I wanted to talk about. The first thing is, what does your VA burial benefits include? Um, it includes the gravesite in any VA national cemetery or, national cemetery, as long as there's space available. There are some state cemeteries that are for veterans that kind of mirror what the national cemeteries require. And again, it's based upon available space. They do have a form that you can fill out and you can request a site in advance or a space in advance for you and your loved one. It also includes the opening and closing of the grave. That's pretty self-explanatory. It includes perpetual care. And basically what that is long-term preservation, care, and maintenance of, the area around the grave. If there's trees, if there's shrubs, if there's roads, if there's a street, they're going to take care of that stuff. Now, it does not include monuments and tombs and man-made ornaments. So yeah. You will, what else is included? Government headstone. You see those little white headstones, with the rank and the date of birth and certain information. One of those is included. A marker or a medallion. Self-explanatory. A burial flag, presidential memorial certificate, and all of that is at no cost to the family. You also may qualify for your spouse and or a dependent to be buried in the grave that you're in. Now, as far as I know, it's like if you have a spouse, they'll go 12 feet deep, put your spouse, if they go before you, and then once you go, it's 6 feet deep for you. But anyway, the graves are stacked on top of each other. Not directly, but they're on top of each other. So it's one plot, it's one space. It's not side by side. It is stacked. So if that's something that is a concern, you may not want to be buried in a national cemetery. You may just want to go to a regular cemetery. And then also, your spouse will basically just have their name and date of birth and death date on there. The other information is going to go to the veteran. If a spouse dies before the service member, or let's say you are a veteran and you just have a dependent, you don't have a spouse, and you decide you want your dependent buried with you. If they die before the veteran does, they still are entitled to those things. Or they still may be entitled to those things, shall I say. It doesn't say that the veteran has to die first. If somebody dies before the veteran, you can still utilize these benefits. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and then the next video, I'm going to talk about what it does not include, okay?